Today, in our Ask a Scientist segment, we'll be hearing from graduate student Kit Hamley answering questions about how hard it is to do research on the Falkland Islands.
Hi, my name is Manur and I'm from Alberta, Canada. What was the hardest part about completing this research project?
Yeah, this is a good question and one that I have a couple answers to because there are a lot of challenges for doing work in the Falklands. The biggest is that it's really hard to get there. There are a lot of logistics involved in doing research in the Falklands. It takes multiple days to get to the islands. Flights only go in and out on 1 or 2 days a week, and often those flights are canceled because the wind is really high. So it's hard to get down there, and it's also really expensive to do so. Another thing is that the COVID-19 pandemic hit, and we haven't been able to travel for multiple years. The other difficulty is that the system has been pretty much unstudied. There's been a lot of speculation and projects that sort of touch on how the Wara might have gotten there, but there hasn't been much research done, which meant that I was kind of starting at ground zero, meaning that I had to figure out the system, ask the questions, and then just go get my feet wet or dirty and try to figure out the best methods for answering this research question. There's a lot of stuff to continue to do on this project, and that's both challenging and really exciting, and what made this project so rewarding and fun to continue to work on.
How does radiocarbon dating work?
So radiocarbon dating is a super cool technique that has basically revolutionized the way that we study the past by making it possible for us to exactly pinpoint when something died. So basically, all living things are made up of carbon. And as a living creature eats and grows, it continues to uptake new carbon into its tissues. And then as soon as that creature dies, it quits taking new carbon into its tissues. And the cool thing about carbon is that as soon as an animal quits uptaking carbon into its body, that carbon starts to decay. And scientists figured out that this decay of carbon in dead tissues actually decays at a known rate called the half-life. So basically it takes about 5,730 years for half of the carbon in dead tissue to decay. So they then came up with these machines or instruments, scientific instruments, that can actually measure the amount of decay that's happened in tissues, and thereby pinpoint exactly when that thing died.
To find out more about Kit's research on the Falkland Islands, check out the article adapted by Science Journal for Kids titled, "How Did the Wara Cross the Ocean to the Falkland Islands?"